I've added another tool to my arsenal. I'm hoping this is going to be able to help me work on making nuts fit better on different types of slots that I find on my budget guitars. Let's see what we need to know about this animal. One thing I always do when I get a new tool, especially something if it's powered, read the instruction manual. Let's see what they have to say about it. I'll put on my professor glasses. Safety rules, assembly, operation, maintenance, parts, illustration and list, troubleshooting, warranty. I guess it has a warranty. Product specifications: horsepower 1/3, voltage 120, amps 2.3, hertz 60, phase single, revolutions per minute 3450, belt size 1/30, belt table dimensions 5 3/4, 5-inch disc, disc table 4 by 7 1/4. Let's see, dust ports 2, base dimensions 8.5, blah blah blah. Net weight 16 pounds. I decided to go with this one that's off of Amazon. Powertec, $155. That's the least expensive one that they have. I'm going to read through some of this and I'll see what I can do about getting it turned on. Okay, peoples, I've been through the manual. There's a full breakdown of every part you want to know about this thing and a list if you want to take it apart. On this page, talking about the warranty, the first 30-day satisfaction guarantee says if you're not happy with it, whatever, blah blah blah, just return it to the retailer for a full refund. Well, in this case it's Amazon, so that is always the case with Amazon. The rest of it is like a limited 1-year warranty, which is the law in Canada. And they tell you a phone number to call, but listen to this. What's not covered? It doesn't cover consumable items, which is normal. Saw blades, knives, belts, discs, cooling blocks, and sleeves. So obviously this paragraph was written for some other tools as well. Doesn't cover required service and part replacement resulting from normal wear and tear, including accessory wear. I'm not exactly sure what they mean by accessory. The only accessory that I could see is that you get a little miter thing to go on the disc table. This warranty does not cover any malfunction, failure, or defect resulting from misuse, abuse, neglect, and mishandling, not in accordance with the owner's manual. Damage due to accidents, natural disasters, power outages, and overloads. Commercial or rental use. Alteration, modification, or repair by persons not recommended by Powertec. So, basically in there, this 1-year limited warranty means 0. Because they can claim anything like that. And you're going to have to pay through the nose probably. And these days it's often just cheaper to buy another unit from somebody. Okay, I've been through this once. I've read the whole thing. The strange thing is that when they're up front telling you how to put all the tables and things together, they do not tell you to install the belts first and the disc first. After you've put the whole thing together, then they tell you to take it apart to put the belts on and the sanding disc again. A little bit off. which is a good reason why you should read through the manual before you do anything. That way you know if anything's off and you can make adjustments. So this way you don't have to do it twice. You can install your belt and your sanding disc before you mount all the hardware around them. Alright, time to unbox. I also bought extra belts. There's supposed to be some 400s, 800s, 1000s, I'm not sure. Oh yeah, 320, I see that in there. 320, I think there was supposed to be 400, 600, and or 1000. Oh, another 320. Oh, I know what it is. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 belts in each package. And there's a 320, 400, 600, 800, 1000, something like that. So I bought extra belts at the same time because it comes with only a very heavy grit, which of course if I'm going to work on nuts I want some finer grain sanding belts. Also to sharpen my knives and my chisels I want some finer sanding belts. So I made sure I got some of those at the same time. Okay, let's see what's in the box. Let's see what's in the box. They say to check all of the parts first to make sure it's there. So what I've got is, okay, this is the table for the 1x30. This is the table for the 5-inch sanding disc. There's the miter gauge. There should be washers. There's supposed to be a dust port. There's supposed to be a dust port thing as well. Well, here we go. Yeah, there's a dust port for the 5-inch disc with an adapter if necessary. Oh, it comes with a belt installed and a disc installed. That's why they didn't tell you to put a disc on. See? Alright. It may not be the belt I want. It probably isn't because I think they said it comes with an 80 or something. Alright, that looks like everything in the box. This may not be as much fun as unpacking guitars. Let's move that back a little bit like that. Got a nice orange. And the other main reason why I went for this one, besides the fact that it's a smaller unit and better for sanding nuts. I don't know what I'd ever use the bigger one for. Oh, the backstop's already there. What was I going to say? I'm having a senior moment. Oh, it was light. It's only 16 pounds. The 4x whatever it was, 6, was like 42 pounds to move around. I don't have a specific place to install this permanently, so I need to be able to take it, plug it in on one of my small work tables when I need it, and then you know, put it away on a shelf when I'm not using it. So that's supposed to rotate that way. That's supposed to rotate that way. Okay, so there's one plate that goes on here. See if I can read what the grit is on the back of this. Oh, it comes with a 100. 100 is not so good. So apparently you got to loosen this. Oh gosh, that's hard. I better stand up to maybe get a grip on it. Oh yeah, there, okay. Wow. Some strong person put that on there. So this is what they call the upper guard. And if you undo this, whoops, bounced all the way back to me. This is supposed to come off. This is supposed to come off. Oh, don't tell me they also put screws in it. I don't remember them talking anything about the screws. Let's see. Let's see if I need to take these screws out. I think I do. Wow. I think that's way too many things to be able to change a belt. Oh, you can just loosen that one. Can you just, yeah, okay, you can just loosen that one. You might have been able to loosen the bottom one too, but it's a slide up. Alright, I understand now. But I'm still finding that besides taking this off, having to get a screwdriver to loosen two screws, I'm not too crazy about that. Alright, so there's something on the back here called a tracking knob, which adjusts this middle, what they call middle wheel, for belt tracking. And I guess you have to watch it on this belt up here. They say if it's running to the left, you turn the wheel counterclockwise. They say do this by hand, not plugged in. The backstop that goes behind here is adjustable with two Allen screws right here. It's supposed to just touch the back, so when the plate is just on here and it spins down, you can just place your device here so that it stands as it goes down. Right, so what else do I need to know about this? There's a big bolt there. There's a spring in there. And let's see. They didn't mention that I can how to get the belt off. Something written on there. It says POM. I'm not sure what that means. I think that this is supposed to, there's a spring tensioner there. I thought you were supposed to be able to release the tension on this middle wheel to be able to get this in and out. Stand by. I'm going to have to go back and look in the manual. Well, I had it right in my mind. It says hold and apply moderate pressure to the belt tracking knob assembly to release the belt tension enough to remove the old belt. Okay, so the belt tracking knob is spring loaded. So it is this orange thing back here. There is a spring on it, but moderate pressure doesn't seem to be working, even heavier than moderate pressure. There is a spring. Oof. There is a spring here, but that's the tension for the tracking. There's a heavier spring inside here, which you'd have to be on this side to see. And can you see it? Yes, right there. There's a bigger spring. Now that's a spring. Okay, there's a bolt here. That's a big bolt. That bolt needs to be loosened before you can push that. Now, where did they talk about that? Remove the belt guard. Hold and do with moderate pressure. Nothing about the big locking bolt. Aha. I gotta find out what that size is. Hold on. Well, it was bigger than any of my little sockets I had down here for general purpose stuff. I had to go up to the cold garage to get a 17 millimeter, which apparently is the right size. Moderate pressure. Yes, now it moves with moderate pressure, and the belt can be slid off. Excellent. That works okay. So a 100 is definitely two reach. 222. Gritty to start off with for me. I might have to use it for something, but I don't know what it would be. Oh, you never know. You can find, once you have something, you can find uses for things that you never thought about before. Alright, so what do I get in these bundles? 320. I've seen guys who I watched to learn about some of the stuff that they do with these things. They hang these on a hook. So a 320, 400, 600, 800, and I think 1,000. Yes. Yes, sirree, Bob. And apparently, you know, I've watched guys who have been using these things, some tips and tricks, and many of them leave this end cover off because it's like really painful to be able to take that on and off when you want to change belts. Like say you're sharpening some knives or some blades or something, and you need to be able to go from you know, a heavier grit to a finer grit, you know, all within a matter of 10-15 minutes. You don't want to be playing with this thing off and on, off and on, off and on. If you're going to store it away somewhere, okay, put it where, you know, it won't get lost. But I understand why they leave this end open. Not around where children are playing, of course. And there's none of that here, so there is no worry. Now what would I put on there as a starting? Probably, let me see what the 400 looks like. Yeah, let's go with 400. Well, let's go with the front first. Moderate tension. Check the tracking. These wheels are beveled a little bit. And with the end open, it's nice to be able to spin this like this to check tracking with your finger. Looks like it's okay. Now, let me see about this bolt. I don't want it locked up permanently, but does that still allow me to do moderate pressure? Yeah. I'm going to leave that fully locked for now, because I think when I want to do it, you have to be able to, you know, just push it and just release that. This spring is really, really heavy tensioned. Okay. There's a 100 and a bunch of belts. I'm going to move that out of the way. And if you want to use the upper guard, you can still put this back on without the side cover. Like that. Now guys, to sharpen knives, they take off this back plate so that they can have this pressure in here, tension, to be able to adjust the bevel that they want, the angle on the end of the blade, bottom of the blade. So that can be taken completely off when you're not, needing it to be able to sand something flat. I don't know what grit they put on there, but it's also a very heavy one. And apparently when you take these off, you need to use mineral spirits to clean the surface before sticking a new one on there. So yes, this is, I can't tell what it is. And if I pull it, I'm probably going to crack it and ruin it. So I think here I might need something very heavy grit for certain things, but this is basically going to be up here my go-to. The belt is a little bit off. Okay. Oh, I see. If you run it backwards, it tends to want to track off the pulleys. So don't run it backwards. Alright, I think we're at the point where we need to do some mounting of the other parts. So the first thing they said to do was to mount this. I'm supposed to need a 4mm Allen wrench. That's Phillips. So I don't know. A 4mm looks like it goes. Well, that's smaller than 4mm. 4mm is what we use for truss rods. So there's a lot of those around here. Alright, so which hose do I have? Mine is even smaller than this adapter. And of course, it won't go that way, so that's why I had to tape it when I was using it on something else. What was it recently? Oh, yeah, the router table. Okay, screws. Now I'm taking it easy, and people are going to say, well, why didn't you just rip it open? Well, because if I'm dissatisfied with this for some reason, or something's wrong, I want to be able to put things back in the packaging and send it back to Amazon. That's supposed to go to the back, 2 in the front, 1 in the back, and it's supposed to slide on the guide. It does. See, it's always good to read the whole manual in advance, and then you've got a much better idea about what you're doing without having to stop and read every step, step by step by step, and try to do it. Advanced knowledge is best. Also, it would be nice if the holes lined up, which in this case they do not. Even with that loose, I'll have to force that up to get that in there. Something's wrong anyway. Let me just see. There shouldn't be pressure like that on it. There's a little lip there, and that little lip, must be going on the top then. This guide would be okay, but then there's a bottom, the tiny little bottom pip here as well. Maybe that's supposed to go inside the plate. Let's see. Let's see. Does that do it? It's better, but there's still tension on this thing because the plastic is not made 100% accurate to match these holes. Plastic molding didn't match, but it'll work. The tension shouldn't be enough that it would break anything unless over time it fractures. Well, let's hope that's lined up. Okay. All right, that's on. Now there's this part. Another staple. It's going to be harder to get to open. White cast metal. Another staple. Come on. Come off before you stick in my hand. Little bits of dirt all over the place here. Alright, there's little pips in here which are supposed to fit in this little guide and up. Each one of these should have a washer. It says put it in and slide up. Alright. Look at that. There's imperfections in the surface of the plate. Alrighty. Can we get it in the hole? There's one. And where's two? There's two. Yeah, with this port in the way, it's not as easy to find. Wow, this knob touches this port. That shouldn't be. That shouldn't be. Crap. It's hard to get it past too. You see, even when it's not guitars, something always goes wrong. You just can never tell what it's going to be. Let's see now. Still hard to get it in there. I think the first time is going to be difficult. But as we know, we have solutions for that. We have some synthetic lubricant that we can use. The other side went in okay. It's probably in a misalignment between the holes and the casting of this table. It may just be putting pressure on it a little bit there. You can find a place where it's not binding too much. See, it's not binding there. And it does get hard going in the hole, but now the lubrication is helping quite a bit. Alright. That's up out of the way. Let's reinstall that. See, it's just, wow. It's a millimeter from, for you non-millimeter guys, about a 32nd, less than a 32nd of an inch between the knob and this dust port from rubbing. And that's not lining up again. Put up pressure, find the hole. Yeah, whoo, that is so thin. I might be able to get a piece of paper in there, I'm not sure. But luckily you only need to release it a tiny little bit to get it to move. So once you learn these little idiosyncrasies of tools, you can figure out how to use around it. I need a set square. So as they put the set square there, adjust the table so that it's at the 90-degree angle. And you see, that's not 90 degrees. Let's see, loosen that up. And that would be 90 right there. Okay, good. That's 90. Let's see what the readout is on the side. See if that's in fact 90. It's close, very close to 0. it's a hair on the positive side of 0 when it's actually 90. Okay, one table. The next table, we are making a collection of bags. Now, for you guys that already know everything about this, and you have one and you know how to use one, stop watching this. You don't really need to know. But for outons like me with a power tool like this, taking one out of the box and seeing what could happen is different than watching all the guys on YouTube that already have them, know how to use them, and show you how to use them. I didn't find anybody doing this. There may be people, but I didn't find them in the what I thought was an exhaustive search. That bit me. Didn't go to blood. Another bag. And the staples break easily. And I presume they do all this because these are spare parts that you can buy individually. So they just package them individually. So this is supposed to go on here. In there. With a washer. Now, nobody mentioned anything about this set screw back here. Yeah, it could be a 4mm. It's in the picture, but this may be what you use to set 90 back there. I wonder if it's preset. Let's see. Otherwise, oh, look at that. This showed this piece as being multiple parts. Where was that? Here it is. It shows that. Oh yes, okay. There's some kind of a. Alright, that's how they do it. So you can take that apart. There's a spring assembly in there. So when you want to move the table, you can just push that, readjust it, and then let it go. Okay, got it. But they said to take that apart to install this because you can't spin this all the way around. And I didn't get any wrenches. So stand by for that part. This is a 6mm. They mentioned only needing a 4mm in the assembly instructions. Snug. Let's see. Oh, pre-adjusted, right on 90. That's really good. I don't have to fiddle with that one. Now I just have to fiddle with putting this back together. Let's see. Now you have to put it back in so that when you want to loosen it, you'll be able to bring it down and slide it, and then when you tighten it, it's not going to be in your way. So let's see if it works there. Loosen it, tighten it, and it's not too high. All right, let's try that. Here we go. I guess you'll have to measure your angle because there's nothing on here that shows you what angle that could be. And you can position this in and out a little bit. You've got a little bit of back and forth space between the belt and this, so if you wanted it up nice and close without touching, you'd have to put it about. Yeah, it's not smooth. I should have put some lube on that before I put it in there, to make it a little bit smoother to move back and forth. This metal casting, it's got rough surfaces, and the adjustment is not exactly, you know, fine. There, that should do it. Tracking looks good. 6mm. I think I'm going to keep that out for a while. So we've got bags and bags and bags. I don't remember which part came out of which bag, and I don't really care at this point. So what's left is a little miter for the sanding disc. Now I've got a tool called a blade runner, which is basically a jigsaw table, and it's got a couple of tools like this, and there's places on the tool itself too. Oh, look. Is that the right one? It is. It was hidden with the miter. Okay, so that can fit in there when you want to use it. This is 0 to 40, 50. 0 to 50 degrees either way. I guess you can also do it that way. Now, recommendation is, since the wheel spins this way, you use this side of the disc as you're spinning it and trying to sand some stuff off. Over here. Go over there and it's going to throw you up. Alright. A bag and a bag and a bag. A bag and a bag and a bag. That's something else. That goes in the box. I am going to install this guard temporarily for now, since I am a novice. I'm going to leave the side off for now. Oh yes, you can't check it with that on. Final measurement, yep, okay. All right, it's ready to plug in somewhere. So I don't need to leave mine out. They left me one hidden all the way at the end. So, oh, this was an 8mm, not a 6mm. An 8mm. Is this the one that also does the, yeah, that also does the backstop. Be nice if there was a place to put it on this unit somewhere, that when you needed it, it was handy. Something they could have thought of. There's a little hole going down here near the power switch. Can't fit it in there though. Will it still work? Nope. It's kind of like a lockout. Alright. No place to store that. Keep it handy. Might have to do something magnetic. I have some of these neodymiums. Oh, that jumps on there pretty good. And what if I just stuck it to the back case? Okay. Ew. Yep. Now the magnet sticks really good. I'd like to be able to show you that if I can get it off now. On a curved surface, and these are really strong. Neodymiums, they're about half the size of a dime. It sticks really good. So, yeah, perfect place for the tool with a magnet. Yay! Boom. We have solved the problem. Okay. Here we go. Oops. I just need a little bit more slack here to be able to reach my power bar. I don't know how loud it's going to be. I'll find that out as well. Okay. Hands-free switch. That's not bad at all. Not bad at all. And it works. Ta-da! Okay, it's all ready for an initial use, whatever that may be. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.